Every step up the mountain, a piece of the history of the people unveils. A marble-like stones paved the way, tiring but exciting. After a rigorous 2 hours climb, we are here at the first gate of the Sukur Kingdom on top of the Mandara Mountains. As we step into this gate, the whole place will open up for us, and what we are likely going to see is about 1,886 acres of space which contains the Sukur Kingdom today. The climate, like the scales of the chameleon, and suddenly the land is soaked. Like turning the keys to open Solomon's mines, the palace of the Hiti of Sukur beckons. Before the eyes are wonders of dry stone architecture, preserved for more than 600 years. The miraculous hands that made the dry stone stand the forces of man and nature still remains in a cloud of mysterious explanation. Not only that the kingdom stood the test of time, it has also kept the way of life of its ancestors with a bluff to the winds of civilization.
The community, entire community here have maintained their lifestyle which they have inherited from descendants for a long period of time. Even though there are some incursions from religion, Islamic and Christianity, have not significantly changed their lifestyle. Even the influence from the European, this is the influence of European contact. How, if you look at West Africa in general, even the entire Africa, we have many communities have adopted a European system of life. But here, you see, they have still maintaining the traditional life system. So that's one thing I could tell you about the surrounding community.
27 gates across the palace, each playing a significant role in initiations, festivals, the demise and coronation of a new Hidi of Sukur. From the shrine of the masters of initiation to that of the commander of the defenders of the kingdom, rituals are an integral part of the ancestors of the people of Sukur.
They have a lot of festivals, like there's also an initiation rite, a ceremony. That one takes place every 2 years, whereby young boys are being initiated into adulthood. So if you reach the age of 18 to 20 years, you will be taken to those priests. Busfara and Dalatu, they are the ones in charge of initiation rites. So they will be initiated into adulthood. From that time now, you are now a man, you can marry. But without initiation, you cannot, they will not allow you. So there is a festival, Khaldu, So that one it has its own significance. There is also Zoku. Zoku is after Yawal Festival. Yawal Festival is organized by the Kidi himself, with his title holder, to celebrate a successful lunar year. When they have got proper harvest, they will now call people to come let's and celebrate. This year has been successful. There is proper harvest, there is no death, no casualties among the community. So let's celebrate. So that's how they will now celebrate the Yawal Festival, and after the celebration, it will now follow by that festival of Zoku. So they have some little other festival that they celebrate in their houses. That one they do not involve people coming out from the houses to meet. No, they will meet and sit at their houses, make sacrifices, pray in their own native way. Then it will go out like that.
Beyond the festivals, the kingdom was in the eyes of the storm for regional powers seeking to satiate their taste for the byproduct of iron. 16th and 17th century, a period experts described the Sukur kingdom as a regional supplier of iron ore and its byproducts. A hut like this one, which harbors one of the iron smelting points used to turn out thousands of agricultural implements, spears, bow and arrows, which is being used to fight wars that were won.
It was part of the trade goods that enhanced the Trans-Sahara trade. So you see, iron works in every community. We know the value of iron is rare, and yet maybe some people have it without knowing, but Sukru people had it and knew it and used it for their economic benefits. So the iron works they did here promoted trade and built their economy. People came from across the Sahara Desert and other parts of the country and even into everywhere. So they traded here. Who knows, they must have been, not iron was outstanding, but they have other items, culturally, inspired products, which were in trade. It's only that the iron was one of the rarest you can ever find anywhere. And equally the process, of producing iron here in Sukru has some variations from what is obtained in many other places, which makes their products durable. You can get iron products here, maybe based on the process of production, the quality may differ. But the ones coming from Sukru, based on the quality of the ore and the process of production, gives Sukru first line as in the production process.
The ironworks represent the glory days of Sukur, when they were actively producing iron, and that was a big part of the trade that went up and down the stone paths. And so we're going to try to document those ironworks better than they currently are, so that Nigerian Museum and Monuments and UNESCO has a better idea of the conditions. We hope that that will bring other researchers to Sukur to study and to understand more about the condition of the ironworks and to learn about the culture.
Sukur had endured the last 600 years without any threat, but the Boko Haram insurgency with inevitable scars. The Boko Haram insurgency has no doubt impacted negatively on the lives of the people of Sukur as well as its heritage. But in terms of recovery and restoration, they're not left alone. But the worries of the inhabitant of the kingdom is doused by the helping hands of the volunteers brought in by the Africa International Documentary and Festival Foundation.
As a part of the program and part of the things we're going to do here in Sukur is to see how we can restore some of the things that have been
affected in the past 10 years during the insurgency, and also to see how we can also create awareness to the local communities here. We have quite a couple of things that we intend to restore here in Sukur, which includes the gallery of the Hidi, that's the chief of the Sukur. And also we want to see if there's some health clinics, which we want to also give a medical aid to them. And there are some other activities that also include the iron works, which we want to document some of the works that have been done in the past. Dr. Nicholas and Judy have done a very good job in the past 30 years. So we want to document some of the works that they have done in those years before. We want to show them exactly the World Heritage Site, what the present situation, and this is one of the activities, how they can support this World Heritage Site, because it's the site that is the first in Nigeria. It's the first World Heritage Site in Nigeria, but nobody has had. When you ask somebody, even those above 40, they don't even know there's a site like this that exists. So we want to create that kind of awareness, and this is one of the ways we want to create awareness.
Work together, they were able to interact with the community and know exactly what are not just issues of heritage or landscape, but also what are their problems towards livelihood. Because we've noticed a lot of problems in the society, shortcomings, people have neglected them. Even coming up to this place, there's no motorable road to this place. It took us eventually 3 hours on foot to hike up to the mountain, which I think is over 10,000 feet above sea level. So the volunteers, coming back to the volunteers, the expectation that for the foundation, I think, based on what we know, is for them to create awareness, because we have volunteers from across the globe. We have from almost every region in Nigeria is represented here, and the total volunteers and even the officials, even the media team that we came over to Sukur were about 50 in number. So that shows the capacity, and all these volunteers, most of them voluntarily registered that they want to be part of this. They were not compelled, nobody pushed them. It was because most of them preferred to come as volunteers to work and see what the communities have, so that they can also give back. Almost everybody here work in one place or the other, but they decided to take leave or to come and participate in this 10-day action camp.
So many people, Nigerians, and perhaps even those from the tourism sector, have not known Sukur, even though it's a UNESCO declared site. But many Nigerians do not know that such a treasure exists somewhere in Nigeria, and particularly in Adamawa State. So I think the aspect of the impact we have made, we have created awareness for Nigerians, and we have created awareness on the international committee that this UNESCO declared World Heritage Site is indeed an edifice really to be part of.
I am a researcher by trade. I write journal articles, and I'm planning to do a community survey, talking with 3 groups, maybe the men, maybe the women, and then maybe the youth, and trying to find out on a day-to-day basis, what their concerns are, what works well in Sukur, what might need to help or be changed. And if we get some data like that from the community, then maybe when others come, maybe AUN comes back or other partners come back, then they can do what the people want. So we understand a little bit more about life here and how life can be better.
So coming up and sweating was very nice, taking all that rain. But luckily, I'm used to a mountain climate and it's cold in my house. So we got a lot of rain, but then it dried out, and this was very nice. I would like to play with the children, but it was nice to be there, and the music and the dance, and it was I felt very free, and I felt everybody felt very free to dance together or not, and to enjoy the music. And I think it's a very special place. It's very, it touched me, my heart.
Medical supplies were stocked with a prompt reaction from the Hidi of Sukur.
Al'umman Sukur sama da 600 da aka sani, shekara 600 da aka sani.
We, the people of Sukur, known for almost 600 years, are people who are committed to the preservation of what our forefathers have left behind, like our customs and culture, ensuring that none is missing or forgotten. Today, someone may be surprised that a young man from Sukur can perform all the rites and crafts of our forefathers. This is the result of the commitment of our fathers, who ensure we stick to our traditions. A woman is taught to play her own part, and the man to play his own too. Whoever comes to this kingdom from anywhere will see in reality the fact that we are still preserving our culture, and this will continue to the next generation. Most importantly, in my position as leader of the Sukur people, I have continued to sensitize our people wherever they are to make sure that they learn our culture, because this culture must continue to exist. We are glad that the entire people of Sukur have made it a point of duty to pass the culture to the younger generation.
The younger generation of the kingdom curious of every move. When the sun rises, it was time for the volunteers to start descending. That was equally tasking, but easier than the climbing. More than 1,900 meters above sea level, but every bit of the slopes across the mountain is cultivated. The people of Sukur have no place for an idle hand. One batch after another, we all descended the mountain.
A tedious hike.
Hitting the road back, the once deserted villages and towns on the heels of the Boko Haram insurgency now vibrant. Only the scars on buildings touched or destroyed by the insurgents keep the memories of that dark era.
Although social media as a channel of communication is inherently harmless, it becomes harmful and damaging when used without discretion and thoughtfulness. Bad social media users spread rumors and fake news without verification. But good social media users stop, reflect, and verify information before sharing it. Be a good social media user. Stop the spread of fake news. Verify the authenticity of your source and use social media responsibly for a better Nigeria. This message is brought to you by the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, in collaboration with the National Orientation Agency.
Since Nigeria returned to democratic rule in 1999, the country continues to witness astronomical increase of political assassination, electoral malpractices, rigging and other corrupt acts. Election is the pillar of any democracy and that absolute sovereignty lies with it because of the fact that majority carries the vote. A variety of methods are deployed to corrupt the system, and one would wonder what these methods are. Political thuggery, which is an aspect of social violence, is detrimental to Nigeria's democracy. The menace has become devastating to democratic sustainability, in which thugs, mostly in groups, are victimizing, terrorizing and intimidating innocent individuals and politicians.
Three major factors that lead youth into violence. One, lack of economic engagement. They are not economically engaged. There's no industry for them to work. They see politics as the end means, where they must get whatever they want. They are just a tool in the hand of politicians to use them and perpetuate violence. It's continuation of their largesse, the continuation of distributing the wealth within themselves. Therefore, it becomes do or die, and that's why it erupts into violence.
Vote buying, which involves the use of money or other items to persuade and manipulate an individual in exchange for their vote, is another hard nut to crack.
Because the factory you have now is political offices, is the factory, and it is limited. Over thousands and thousands of people looking for these offices, and then the demand, and people really want to get themselves to office by force, by hook or by crook. Some measure that will discourage and will allow people to know that if you venture into vote buying, you can be prosecuted, because society must know that if they do anything wrong, they will be prosecuted, and that aspect is not there. And that is why when I was chairman of Interparty around 2012, we proposed that there should be electoral offences commission, so that it will take going to court out of INEC, and then there will be a proper body with which we monitor activities of the political gladiators.
Fortunately, politics in Nigeria has become wrongly perceived as a commercial business venture. In order to restore the good political system in Nigeria, government should make elective office less attractive financially. Also, all stakeholders must come together to fight against the menace of thuggery and vote buying. For Nigeria is our only hope.
Hello and welcome to another amazing edition of Your Weekend.
I'm telling you, it has to be heat, and it has to be steamy, it has to be hot. But we decided that, somebody has to tell a story that is family oriented.
Welcome to another edition of Talking Movie. Ethan Hunt was everyone he ever cared about.
See, when you say pour out, you can't call water. You don't excavate water.
This is a #1 program, Gallery.
Do you love to gist or gossip?
It's not it is extremely wrong. And we cannot take it.
Hello everyone, welcome to another exciting episode of Whip and Grill.
Welcome to the Slant today, where we say it as it is and we get to enjoy ourselves talking about various things that are happening in our society.
I want to hear more, please. Beyond 6 packs.
Because your job still remains as the man. To protect the woman, to project the woman.
You need to do that.